What's going on, guys? Doing a quick video on a block test. This is how you check for blown head gaskets, cracked blocks, cracked heads, things of that nature. And when it comes to just about any Cadillac, this is something you really want to do. Now, in most cases, when it comes to the Northstar, the 4.6 liter VIN Y and VIN 9 engines, I'm showing you this real quick. I want you to see that the engine is up to operating temperature. And I've had to get rid of some of the coolant to do this test. I know this is going to be a little loud, and I apologize. I'm in the process of doing a tune-up, changing the PCV valve, flushing the coolant, replacing it with the factory GM coolant that's Dexcool approved. So before I go and put too much work into it, I want to verify that I don't have a blown head gasket, which is pretty common on these cars. Typically, however, these cars will lose their head gaskets between 80,000 miles and 100, maybe 110,000 miles. With 147,000 miles on it, this car it should be pretty safe from having to worry about it. But again, before I go putting too much money into it, I want to verify that I'm not putting money into a car that's got a leaking head gasket or pulled head bolts, which is usually the case with the Northstar. So this is going to be a little loud. Got a bottle of test fluid right here from AutoZone. I know it's shaky. I'm sorry, guys. This checks for combustion gases in the cooling system. And then you've got this tool right here. That was about $6 or $9 for the fluid. And you've got this tool right here. And to rent this is about $25. It's got a bulb right here. I just changed the PCV valve. The old one's sitting right there. That was part of my tune-up. I've got my new spark plugs, of course, AC Delco 41-950, the double platinum original equipment plugs. I'm going to find a place to sit this down, guys, and I guess you can kind of watch as I do this test. Sorry, guys. I'm trying. Should give you a pretty good view. Let's do a test shot here. All right, we're good to go. So, first step is to fill to this yellow line right here. And this fluid comes out blue. However, if it detects combustion gases in the cooling system, it will change from blue to a yellow and then to a, well, really it should be a yellow. You got to push this down real good in there. Make sure it's nice and tight. See, it's freestanding. Hold it down. And it says to do it for about 2 minutes. Squeeze the bulb. And you look for it to change colors. Back this light on here a little bit. From that pretty blue color to a yellow, well, then you have combustion gases in your engine. And on a Northstar, you can expect that to cost a minimum of $2,000 to repair. 2 minutes, so we'll go ahead and do it for the full 2 minutes. See if we can get anything out of it here. And also, I want to point out that on the Northstars, these engines will run up to about 222 degrees before the cooling fans kick on. Now that's fine as long as the cooling system is pressurized. But in this case, the system is not pressurized. Therefore, even antifreeze will start boiling when it's not under pressure. I've noticed on this car, it'll start spewing coolant out of it right around the 200 to 205 degree mark. So you want to turn on a Northstar anyway. I don't know about other cars, but definitely on a Northstar, you want to turn on your air conditioning to keep those cooling fans running, and that will allow your engine operating temperature to remain between 196 degrees and about 203, 205 degrees, which is just under where it needs to be for it not to boil over on you. And we're getting to where the bulb isn't wanting to suck so good anymore. As you can see, the color is still blue. It's not changing to a yellow. I don't know if this helps any, but here's the original color. Of course, it's going to be slightly darker because it's denser. This is really full, and the bottle's not clear. But as I said, Northstar engines have been notorious for their head bolts pulling. It's not a head gasket failure. It's head bolts actually pull out of the block, and it causes the head to separate from the block, which creates a gap, and eventually you'll end up with coolant just spewing out of the head. But at first it'll start with some minor overheating, then some major overheating, and if you run one of these testers on one, it will turn yellow in a heartbeat. Usually within the first 30 seconds of pumping, you'll see this thing turn yellow. This car I just purchased, I actually overspent on it, and I shouldn't have, because I may end up having to sell it to recoup my money. But it was just a great car. I missed my old Cadillac, and with the mileage that it had on it, the fact that it was running as well as it has been, and I've got thousands of dollars of receipts from Cadillac dealership. It's had a lot of suspension work. It's been very well maintained. I don't have the full history on it. It's had 2 owners, to my knowledge. 3 owners, if you include myself. We've got quite a bit of history on it. And I'm pretty certain that as well as it was maintained, it did have, not all of these Northstars will suffer from the head gasket issue, the head bolt issue. Most of them will, but not all of them. This may be a rare car that actually survived, or this is one that already had the head bolts replaced and done properly. I'm going to end this video, guys. As you can see, this is not changing colors. We're still at a pretty blue. Not turned yellow. And this video has been running for quite a while now, and we're at about 10 minutes. So if it was going to do something, would have done it by now. There you go, guys. Hopefully it focuses in. You can see it's still a very pretty blue. And if you look at this, this will be a little lighter, guys. That's normal because this bottle is cloudy and it's a lot thicker. Let's do it a couple more times here. So number one, I know that as I am going to be spending a few $100s on the spark plugs, plug wires. I just got the oil change with synthetic today. Tires have been rotated and balanced today. I'm going to go get an alignment. I want to know before I go dumping this kind of money into this car that I'm not putting, you know, good money after bad. There's no sense in putting work into a car like this if it's got the notorious head gasket issue. And later on down the road, if I have to sell it or if I decide to sell it, show you again, we're still up at operating temperature, 206 degrees. Go ahead and shut her down. Now if I need to sell it or if I have to sell it, then I can vouch, you know, I am not vouch, but I have proof that the head gasket is good. I ran the kit on it and we came out fine. So now I'm going to get to changing these spark plugs and plug wires. In fact, I've got my professional grades right here. These are the ones that you're supposed to put in them. They are part number 41-950. Here we go. And honestly, this is the only spark plug you should put in your Cadillac with a Northstar. So I'm going to get that started, guys, and as usual, thanks for watching.